Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm back with another video. I'm doing a work story part 3. Gonna talk about my job at NAPA. I was a delivery driver for them. Um, and honestly, this was actually my favorite job, like, that I've had so far. I mean, like, it still sucked. Like, it was a job. It had its days where, like, you know, I was dying or something. They had me doing some dumb shit or something. But it was for the most part it was really chill, and I'll tell you why. But it went downhill like I don't know, a year into it, or not even a year, probably not. But pretty much what I did, like, day to day, for the most part, like, I'd get there, and the counter people, this Napa in particular, they didn't have me like helping with the counter, and for the most part, they had people like working there. Like, they were pretty loyal for the most part. Like, the counter people, I don't know. They just rarely ever had to find new people, so I think that's why they never had me really do it. But yeah, they would print the orders that, like, the mechanic shops around town would. I guess, like, they would order online, and yeah, it'll print on our store. They'd put it on our table usually, or I'd just go grab it from the printer. But usually they put it on our tables. Um, they would have a list on the ticket, and it'd have like all the parts and the part numbers and all that. And pretty much, I just go get those parts from the back of the store. Pretty much like what the counter people do for the people, like, at the counter, but I'm doing it for the people, at the mechanic shops. But yeah, I would get all the stuff from the ticket, and then I'd load it into my delivery truck. And I usually liked when I would get a lot of orders. And usually in the morning when you get there is when there'd be a lot of orders, because I guess, like, in the afternoon the day before, and like in the morning the auto shops would order a lot of stuff. So for the most part, we were pretty busy. At one point, it wasn't really like this at first, but at one point I remember me and my coworker, there was another delivery driver. For the most part there was only two. I think at one point we had three, but I can't really remember if we had three, or if, like, I think it's because one of my coworkers left or something. I don't know. But yeah, we would go different directions. So, like, if he had orders where, like, the mechanic shops were on the north side, he'd, like, my coworker would take them. Or if I had some in the south, I'd go south. But yeah, it was chill, especially because, and I've mentioned this in other videos too, but I would honestly talk on the phone with my friend, especially when I was out delivering. I didn't talk on the phone while I was at the store because, like, yeah, I didn't want to look bad. But there was no, like, cameras or anything in the truck. I think there was just a GPS, and that's about it. But there was no, like, microphone, no camera. There was not even a dash cam. So there was, like, no way for them to know that I was on the phone or anything. Um, but it was super chill because, yeah, I would talk to him, man. And it was also cool because I was allowed to stop at the gas stations and, like, get snacks or whatever if I wanted. We had to stop there anyways to fill up the, like, trucks sometimes. So, like, I'd get, like, snacks whenever I'd stop for gas too. But shit was so cool, dude. I used to get burritos at this one place all the time. I don't know, man. I just really miss it. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of fattened up while I was working there because I just always was eating burritos. And, like, obviously sitting in the truck all day, like, driving around, like, it's not really much of a workout. So, like, I kind of, like, gained a bit of weight working there. But dude, I miss it. I miss just drinking energy drinks and just driving around and freaking. I would also, like, listen to music if my friend was, like, busy, or, like, I don't know. He worked. It was weird. He worked at a Napa as well, like, at the same time I was. He lived like 3 hours away from where I lived, so, like, it wasn't the same Napa, like, at all. Like, it wasn't even close to where I was at. But they didn't care that he was on the phone. I know it, like, looks bad, so, like, I don't know why. I don't know. He used to be a delivery driver too for them at first, but he ended up switching to being a counter person, which, I mean, I guess cool. I don't know. I never really wanted to be a counter person personally. I just I don't know. But yeah, man, I would always blast music or listen to podcasts, and it was just super chill, dude. Especially either if you got a lot of deliveries or if you got deliveries that were really far out. Personally, I just really like to get the ones that were far out because like I don't know what the furthest one was. There was this one that was like on a farm. There was a few that were on farms. I'm not gonna lie. Those were usually the ones that were far away. But there was one that took me. It probably took me like almost an hour to go there and back. So it was like honestly nice. Like it probably took me like maybe 45 minutes. But still, dude, like just for one order, like that was chill sometimes. Like, and I had to take it a lot of the. Well, I think sometimes they'd have me like wait a minute in case I had more orders, but sometimes they would call and be like, I want this part like now, like was taking forever. So they would just have us take it if it was the only one in that direction. And yeah, it was just chill, dude. I love it. But with all the good stuff, man, it goes downhill. Cause I don't know, man. I started beefing with my store manager, and don't get me wrong, I made mistakes at this job, but like he especially started to really not like me after the assistant manager stepped down. Um, and the assistant manager, he was really cool, dude. Like he actually like he really liked me. He always like had my back on stuff. I honestly really hope he's doing okay now. But yeah, after he stepped down, they hired this one girl, and she was cool too. Don't get me wrong, but she was very like by the book, you know. Um, like if she had to write you up for something, she would, but like she wouldn't like doing it. I don't know. I feel like she shouldn't be in that position, but I don't know. It's whatever. Like just because like I don't know, she just didn't. I don't know, but like it's fine at the same time. She was a nice person. I honestly like hope she's doing good too. She was just doing her job. But I ain't gonna lie, she was the one who mostly gave me like a lot of write ups the next like few months that I was working there while it was like a shit show. But so basically some of the things that happened, and I'm gonna tell you some of the stuff that my store manager was doing too, like that honestly like I don't know, like I was like annoyed that he was trying to get me fired and stuff. So I honestly was calling him out on a lot of his BS too, but um some mistakes that I made, and I would say these are like my mistakes. There is one thing that happened that was like, uh, it was not my fault, dude. But I'll get to it in a sec. But there was stuff like, well, okay, there was times every now and then that I'd forget like a certain part or something on the list, and like that happened every now and then. It wasn't too often, and that kind of annoyed him, but it wasn't the biggest deal. Um, but I was pretty good with like that. Another thing he got, it was just small things he would get annoyed about. Like one thing he was annoyed about is like the time I got there. He was really like annoyed with me like getting there like right on the dot at 8, and I would be like, dude, it's 8. Like I don't know. I usually had to start coming in a little earlier, but one I guess one mistake he could kind of get mad at me for, but at the same time, I don't know. I spilled a pallet of diesel fluid uh, on this one turn going off of the highway. Um, I don't know, man. We've always delivered these pallets all the time, and I've never had that happen to me. And he was really mad because he was like, "You're supposed to use straps," which I mean, I guess I get, but at the same time, man, we've never done it that way. Like, even my coworker, the other delivery driver, was like, dang, yeah, I don't know. I guess the shrink wrap just gave out, and it spilled everywhere. And I really think that's what hammered down him, like not liking me. I ain't gonna lie, that it was really embarrassing because it happened like with the store manager there. Um, but anyways, something. I don't know what to say first, to be honest. Uh, because so the one thing I was talking about that wasn't my fault is I got in an accident in the delivery truck, and it. Funny enough, it was actually with a truck that worked for like one of the mechanic shops that I delivered to. And so honestly, it makes me wonder if he did this on purpose. Because honestly, it kind of seems like he did. Pretty much what happened is like I was leaving this one mechanic shop, and it's on a highway, and I'm trying to turn left. He's on the other side of the highway where there's like another like road, and he's trying to also get on the highway, and he's also trying to turn left. So if you know how like cars, like you know what I mean, like they would intersect. I wish I had like a drawing of this, but he he pretty much T-boned me. Um, I wish I had a picture too to show y'all. But yeah, he left a big dent in my door. Honestly, if he would have hit me any harder, I probably would have had like a broken arm or something. Cause like it was like crushed into like where I was sitting. Obviously, I'm surprised I didn't hit my head on the window or something. But I was fine, you know. And his truck, dude, it didn't even dent. Like it didn't even look like it got it. I think the only thing that kind of broke was like the light on it kind of cracked, but that's about it. Like it literally, like it was fine. But I don't know, man. It was goofy because we were waiting for like a sheriff to get there. The new assistant manager, she showed up. This is why I say like she's cool. But she showed up to see if I was okay, and the sheriff showed up, and it was honestly really annoying because the sheriff and the guy who hit me they were like really buddy buddy, like they knew each other, and they were talking up a storm and stuff and cracking up jokes about the whole situation. So obviously, the sheriff didn't really like take my side of the story at all. Oh, and I actually forgot to mention he didn't have his signal on. So my thinking whenever I was getting on the highway and he was too was he was like a truck. Like I said, I was coming out of a mechanic shop, like little driveway. So I assumed, and they drive trucks that are very similar to the one he was driving. So I just kind of assumed that he was going into there, and he had no signal on. Okay, and I clearly remember that he had no signal on, and I did, and we both got on the highway, and yeah, just started turning out. I remember that he just started turning out of nowhere. I was waiting for him to like cross over so I can turn on the highway, but out of nowhere he just started turning into me, and yeah, he hit me. But he even said he didn't see me. I don't know, bro. Like it's BS. But yeah, the sheriff was like, it's my fault. He said it was my fault because I was coming out of a private driveway, and the other guy was coming out of like I guess like an actual driveway, which it was barely even like not a driveway, like an actual road, but it was barely like a road. It was like a dirt road too. It wasn't even like a road. So like regardless, bro, come on. And I don't know, dude. It's just BS because my boss, the store manager, he he didn't take my side on it either, which is BS because like, dude, don't you want to take my side because the insurance, like, all that crap? Because I had to talk to the insurance, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting kind of heated talking about this. It's kind of crazy. Because, dude, this honestly pissed me the hell off. But yeah, he at one time he pulled me into his office so many times, bro. But he pulled me into his office and I don't remember what we were arguing about, but he talked about like why did I crash the truck, and he asked me like I did it on purpose or something, and I was like, dude, like that was not my fault. And he was like telling me, that's not what I was told and all that. And I'm like, dude, that's some BS, man, but whatever. Honestly, I'm glad I hope that they had to pay all that shit, because dude, like, why? I don't know, bro. Anyways, though, okay, yeah, my boss, he had this one chick coming over, okay, all the time. And I'm not gonna lie with you, there was a lot of gossip with all of my coworkers there because I don't remember how many of us there was. There's maybe like 8 of us or so, something like that. But I had to see these people every day, same day, uh, same. So it was the same coworkers all the time, which was kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, yeah, it caused a lot of gossip. But yeah, I would always overhear like stuff about all that, and apparently, like his wife has had issues with that lady. Like she doesn't like her. But yeah, he would always have this one chick from McDonald's. There was a. I hope this is not. I hope like none of them listen to this and like they know or whatever. But there was a McDonald's not that far away from like this Napa, and yeah, she would come over and she would just hang out with him in his office and stuff. And it was goofy too because he would let her borrow his car. And honestly, he got karma because she wrecked his car. So, you know, let's go. And honestly, it was a pretty nice car. It was like an old Pontiac. I don't know why he would let her drive that one particular because he had other. Well, I don't know. Who knows? But like, he just let her use it, man, and she crashed it. It was honestly funny. It was so bad too. Like it was the whole front that was just destroyed. I think like they didn't like T-bone her, but like they hit. It was basically like a T-bone, but on the front. Like I don't know what that's called to be honest, but it hit the front of the car. I think what I was told is she was like coming out of a stop sign and like a car was coming and boom, it like hit the front or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's that karma, and there was a point where this the like main like the boss, like the owner of the store, he was down in like our store one day, and he wanted to talk to me and the store manager because I mean obviously all this stuff is going on. My store manager, he was causing more problems with me. I actually got in an argument with him in front of like a customer in the store. It's because he was like trying to say that I was standing around, which I wasn't, and he told me to just go home. And I was arguing with him and like saying like no, I'm not gonna go home. And it was all in front of a customer. There was stuff like that. I was honestly annoyed because he'd give me like shit for there was something he gave me crap for. I can't really particularly remember. It was a couple years ago, so yeah, like but it honestly just annoyed me. And I brought up some of that stuff to like, the store manager, and then he brought up like his stuff. And I don't know, man, it was just a whole bunch of crap. But I brought up the whole McDonald's girl thing, and it was kind of like awkward for him, I could tell. And at the time I was really annoyed at this because I just thought he kind of got away with it, but my girlfriend kind of like told me like I'm sure that they did get mad at him for this, but I brought up the McDonald's girl and I could tell, dude, he was like scared, and the store manager was like, not the store manager, the owner. He was like, what, like who's this McDonald's girl or whatever. And I was like, yeah, he just always has like her like in his office or whatever, and always like borrowing his car to her and stuff. Like I don't know. And my store manager didn't. He barely like had anything to say. It was honestly awkward on his end. But the owner was like, it's his job to like talk to customers and help them with anything they need or whatever. Like it was a stupid excuse, but I was like kind of annoyed because like, oh, he's like taking his side. But I'm sure once I left, he got an ass chewing. I don't doubt it. After this, pretty much, he pretty much I got fired from there. It's BS, man. It's because I guess I forgot an order supposedly. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like I got set up with that. Like I kind of had a theory about that because I had to take some orders a certain direction. Like I said, we had to go. Like if I had to go south, I'd take all the south orders. But he told me that I forgot an order, and that's why he was writing me up. And it was like my final write up because, like I said, he was writing me up for other stuff too, like really small stuff. Like I don't even think I got written up for spilling the diesel fluid, bro. Like I don't know. Um, I might have honestly. I really don't remember, but I don't think I did though. I can't. Like I don't remember it in particular. I don't know, but yeah, man. I guess I forgot an order, and I came back, and he's like, And he seemed excited about it too, dude. Like he was ready to get rid of me, man. It honestly pissed me off. But yeah, he was like, yeah, like he was like, you're done. Like, just sign this and like you're out. Like I don't know. It was honestly annoying, dude. I hope his life is going to shit, honestly. Um, but I don't know. I guess I hope he's all right too. It's whatever. It's in the past too. I don't know. I don't know. He's got his own issues. I think like he's even had like yeah, he just had his own issues too. I think I don't know, but still, like it just pissed me off. Like, and I really didn't think I was that bad of a worker, and it was such a chill job, dude. Like, if I could do that job again and like get paid at least a little more because it wasn't really that good of a pay for what it was. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't the worst, but like it, I would rather get paid a little more now, especially with like bills and stuff. Like I had bills at the time, but I don't know. It's life is more busy now. But I don't know. Honestly, I think that's kind of everything. To be honest. Um, I might make like part twos to each of these jobs that I've been talking about in case there's like something else that I might have missed. Um, but I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know me rambling about working at freaking Napa because yeah, that was a whole thing. My next video will be about Verizon. Honestly, that whole thing was another shit show in itself too. I'm not gonna lie. So it's probably gonna be another long video if y'all really. Thank y'all if y'all are really listening to all the way to the end here. Like I really appreciate it. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I guess that's it. Y'all take care. Y'all have a good day, week, month, year, life. I don't know. I'll see y'all in the next video.